back here at FedEx Field after the 20-12 loss to the Giants tonight, and it is a chilly night. And
it's
the
freezing.
chill is even bigger right now.
Tell the truth. Jack Frost is here, and
yes,
he's not playing around.
No, right? He's not. No, he's not. I just said to you before we came, and thank God we don't do the post-game show for the Packers.
Yeah, listen to me.
Thank God we're not doing the Packers post-game show or the Browns or somebody like that, or the Bills.
I would need the sponsor of Crown Raw to make sure my IV is lit.
All right, we are brought to you by Window Nation. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and pay nothing until 2025. Visit windownation.com. All right, I don't want to say they weren't ready to play, Fred, because I think that's unfair.
Yeah, that is unfair.
But explain it to me as a player. You come back from a bye. You had the extra time.
Yep.
You had the week off to watch them get their brains beaten in on their home field by the Eagles. And, you would think you could tweak things. You had the advantage because you're focusing on one team. And it really didn't look like that. I mean, for a half, there were some good things done, moving the ball, didn't finish drives, obviously, early going, didn't get points in the early going. And took a while for them really to get anything started offensively, but even then it wasn't obviously that was resulting into points.
Hey, Jack, first of all, besides injury, you get no advantage for not playing. Like, either you're playing or you're not. How many times have we seen the team that gets to bye in the playoff come after everybody else play the first week and lose the game? At the end of the day, it's about repetition. It's about being in the flow. The Giants was more in the flow than we were. They made the plays when we couldn't. They didn't make the mistakes we did. Hey, and then this is when I felt kind of sick to my stomach. When they got the defensive touchdown.
Yeah.
You know the odds of you winning the game after the team get a defensive touchdown, it goes to nothing. And we still had a chance to win this game. And that's this season. We are teetering on a line of can you make the mistakes or can you be better than your mistakes? And we've proven time after time we cannot get behind the chains. We cannot make those mistakes. We have to play flawless football. And tonight, the Giants play better football than us, and you can't take that away from them.
Yeah, they kind of flipped the script on the Commanders as this game went on, too, in terms of time of possession. They had a big, long drive late in the second quarter as well that sucked the life out of the Commanders. And, again, all that being said, they were still in the game.
Yeah.
They had the chance to obviously, go for two. They have a good 2-point play. Then it gets wiped out for an offensive PI. I kind of feel
that was the night.
I see that. Not called quite often.
But that's called on us.
But it was called in the Commanders.
And that's called on us.
Yeah,
like, we can blame the refs all we want to.
I'm not blaming the refs, but it's just like one of the other things you throw in the category of a frustrating night, right?
Yeah, it's more than frustration because you're looking for somebody to blame. Like, when we're not making the plays or when the plays are not happening the way we want to, we're looking for somebody to blame.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the referees, they do make mistakes, but at the end of the day, we got to go take this game. We at home. We can't give them a chance.
They didn't protect Taylor Heineke particularly well early. Again, Kayvon Thibodeau was a game wrecker with that touchdown you were just talking about. Very frustrating to see that happen early. Brian Robinson was running the hell out of the football, but then it was weird because you get in these short yardage situations and you're running it to Curtis Samuel.
Yeah.
And I like Curtis Samuel. Nothing against Curtis Samuel, but I just want to hit the guy, who's a little stronger in those plays, I would think.
Well, I don't even think it's about being stronger. It's about, like, when you use Curtis Samuel, the one thing I love about him, he undresses defenses.
Sure.
So when you move him in and move him to the running back, he puts a cornerback in the middle linebacker position, allows us to run at him. I totally understand what they were trying to do, but you got to move the line of scrimmage. They did not move Lawrence. They did not move the D tackles. They did not move the D ends. The linebackers didn't move. So, that's what happened.
All right, let's send it back to the locker room right now. Here from Ron Rivera, brought to you by Finch Turf, your exclusive John Deere golf and sports turf dealer. Here's Julian Lennon with the coach.
All right, Coach Rivera, we clearly understood coming to this game the magnitude, what was on the line, and it's very frustrating to have to watch that play out. Just a lot of missed opportunities in this one. How do you kind of address the team after that?
Well, just that we missed opportunities, and we can't allow that to happen. A couple things that we've got to make sure we shore up is we get into the red zone, we got to put the ball in the end zone and score touchdowns. That's probably the biggest misnomer right now. Not misnomer, but that's probably the biggest thing that really sticks in my craw right now is that, we were in position. We just got to punch it in somehow.
Against the Giants, their offense was able to move the ball in the first half. It looked like defensively, he decided to dial up some pressure to get Daniel Jones, kind of speed him up a little bit. Was that kind of the mindset to bring a little bit more pressure to kind of, speed up his process?
Yes, and what we tried to do come out initially was, we thought we were going to end up having to play the run. They came out throwing the ball. And so we had to make a couple of adjustments. Came out in the second half, made a couple of adjustments, and felt pretty good about them. And then obviously, they had the last drive for the field goal where they ran the ball.
I know you talk about wanting to convert once you get into the red zone, and the third down conversions was something we really were addressing. But just talk about the performance, because there were some bright moments from Taylor Heineke, but just obviously, again, some moments where, a couple of fumbles that just leave you a little bit lost for words.
No, and for the most part, that's the truth. I mean, he dearly did. He moved us, got us up and down the field, got us into position. Now we got to figure out how we're going to punch it in. That's the thing that we've got to get better at.
Coach, penalties were a major issue in this game, the same as it was the last time you played the Giants. Some of those things, in talking to the officials, a couple questionable penalties, a couple questionable calls. What are they telling you on the pick play or the assumed pick play?
And that's the hard part, because if you really look at it and you see what happens, when our receiver gets off the line, he's jammed immediately, and it becomes a natural. And if that's not necessarily their vantage point to see that.
Coach, short week. You have to go cross country to take on arguably one of the hottest teams in the NFL. How do you approach this week for your guys to get back on track?
Oh, just about doing what we do. Getting past this game, and then focusing on the opportunity we have against San Francisco.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Wish you the best this week.
Thank you.
All right, so, it obviously, we talk about this game, and you could just tell that he understands in this locker room. You can tell they understood what was on line here at London, and that they had their chances to be able to win this. It could have very well been a very different outcome.
Yeah, absolutely. And just, officiating aside, he had the same kind of explanation that I felt on the pick play, and I know that wasn't the only thing. You got that, the critical issues in the red zone again, where we're not able to punch it in. Terry not, being on the line of scrimmage or whatever, he's trying to tell the official he's on, but, it's a situation where we got to take the officials out of the ball game. I thought maybe could have called pass interference on the last play, but let's not even put it in a situation where the officials are even a part of the equation. We blew opportunities. We had our opportunities. Defense they allowed them to get that extra 3 points where, we had enough opportunity, enough chance to win that ball game.
You can talk about officiating. I think a lot of times we've argued whether there are certain questionable calls or calls that could have gone Washington's way or maybe not. But at the end of the day, if you are really on top of your game, you're playing your best ball, then the officiating, good calls or bad calls, are not going to interfere with the outcome. And had Washington really kind of been able to take advantage of some of those extra opportunities, it wouldn't be something, not sitting there trying to cry over. It is always, you'll see players say, it is a part of the game. It can be very frustrating when you see how certain things do play out. But I don't know that you can sit there and say that that's why this team lost this game. And I think Coach is right there with it. We've been talking all season long. They've got to convert on third downs. They've got to convert when they get into the red zones. And the plays are there. It didn't happen for whatever reason.
And the bad part about it is the way we ran the football, especially early in that ball game. We were just having our way running the football, and then defensively we allowed the Giants to eat up so much time where that you get behind, you're down 14-3, and now the run game is not necessarily as much of a part of it as you want it to be. And definitely a situation where I don't think the defense played up to his standard in this ball game either. Had some mistakes on offense, but defensively we can't let them, get out of here. They didn't play up to their standards either.
Yep, Daniel Jones once again does it. Saquon Barkley once again does it, as it is the Giants leaving FedEx Field with a victory. Washington won the last 3 games against them, but let's go back up to Fred and Scott up in the booth or up on the main concourse. We'll come back here when we have Taylor Heineke and some other players.
That's where we are.
Yeah,
20-12.
We are in the belly of the beast right now. We're in the belly of the beast. We're going through what the players went through. We're going through what the fans endured. We have pieced up the game right now. And I think this is what people take for granted. When you're out here and it's 20 degrees, you have to live in this. You have to understand this, Jackson.
Yeah, look, the turnovers hurt. You heard Ron Rivera on that. The red zone issues. There were some untimely penalties for this team tonight. As well, and they didn't win their formula. I mean, they didn't win the time of possession like they normally do. Tonight at a big advantage. They were actually down. They actually ended up losing time into possession at the very end. Had a few more plays than the Giants, but it wasn't able to stay on quote schedule like they have throughout the season.
The thing I do is I call things spade a spade, and I ain't told a lie since 1991. All right, and here go my next truth. All right, my next truth is this: I look at this game and I processed it, and I said, Well, who can I blame for this? I could easily throw Heineke under the bus. I could easily blame any other players. I'm blaming coordinators for this one. I'm blaming Scott Turner. I'm blaming Jack Del Rio. I'm calling them out on this one. All right, because at the end of the day, this is a team that you played 2 weeks ago. This is a team that you tied with. This is a team that you found out the way to beat them. Did we have the best receiving core out of this group? Yes, we did. Running back group, we was mixed on that. We had the better tight end. We had the better players, but yet and still we lost.
All right. We're going to get to calls. We're going to get back to the locker room here in a little bit as well. 800-493-1003, 800-493-1003. If you're with us here on the YouTubes, we'll be around for about an hour. You're watching Command Center Postgame Live on Washington Commanders YouTube channel and listening on Washington Commanders Football.
Big.
It's fourth down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but incredible. A touchdown for the win. I can't believe it.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
You ever wonder why people are always on their phones? They're banking with Bank of America. Look at this guy. He bought those tickets on his credit card and he's racking up the rewards.
She's using Zelle to pay him back for the hot dogs he's about to buy.
That's going to bring it to
And
a
the
close here
announcer?
after 3.
He's not checking the stats. He's finding some investment ideas with Merrill.
And third, as you know, in baseball means 3.
Digital tools so impressive, you just can't stop banking. What would you like the power to do?
To build the all-new Honda CR-V Hybrid, we took everything you love about the CR-V and kicked it up a notch with excellent fuel efficiency and greater power. For a CR-V unlike any before, adventure confidently with the most fuel-efficient full-line automaker in America. The all-new CR-V and CR-V Hybrid, part of the Honda line of rugged vehicles.
Well, my baby does gives me special love. It's the kind of stuff.
Honey, it's your turn.
I'm on cloud 9.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
You know, we've heard this year you'll be playing Leno Claus for the holiday season. And I feel I'm in the holiday spirit because you're Leno Claus and we got Santana Claus right here. Santana, you're doing great things with your foundation. Y'all both kind of similar in what you guys are doing, man. Tell me about Leno Claus.
Yeah,
What's that about?
Leno Claus is how it started was me and my daughter were I was feeding my daughter, my firstborn. We're just sitting there watching like a Disney Channel. You know, they got the 25-day countdown to Christmas. They play all these movies and all this different type of stuff. And I was thinking about it. I was like, you know, it'd be really dope. I was telling my wife, what if we did like a countdown all the way to Christmas, but working with different foundations or doing things for our foundation on that day? She was like, you know, it's like November or something right now. Like, how I'm going to put this together? Because she's the one that runs our foundation. And I was like, we can get it done, right? And she was like, oh, I'm going to try. But we got it. We were able to work with a lot of different organizations in Chicago, back in Oakland. And then coming here, what we did was we went ahead and used our social media. So we let the community decide. So we went on social media. We tweeted out like nominate different organizations
that's awesome.
that you will love to see. And we went through different organizations and we narrowed it down to 20 of them. So the first 20 days is working with organizations and highlighting those organizations.
Welcome back. 2012 Giants as FedEx Field is vacating. Commanders now 7-6-1 and probably need help. And probably at least 2 more wins. 3 more wins would certainly get you there, but 2 you might with help. But the problem is now you got to wait for help.
Hey, the great part about football is you got to play it from the beginning to the end. Like right when you get on your highs, it'll hit you with some lows. So at the end of the day, think about this for a team like Detroit that's 7-7, 500 right now.
They're 1-6 at one point.
Thank you. And then we got the team that started out 5-0, and now they trying to struggle to make the playoff. Like it's such a fluent position. I tell everybody, don't get too low tonight. and don't get too high when we win. It's all about the end and finishing what you started.
All right, numbers brought to you by Novak, powering a bright future for you. Commanders 21st down, Giants 19. Both these teams are horrendous on third down. Commanders 1 of 10, Giants were 2 of 10 on the night. Total plays, actually, the Giants had more, 62-58. 387 total yards to Washington, 288 for the Giants. The 2 turnovers, obviously, huge by the Commanders.
2
fumbles from Taylor Heineke, one of which was scored. A touchdown was scored on it. The other problem, obviously, red zone. 1 for 3 for the Commanders, 1 for 1 for the Giants. Giants actually out time of possession of the Commanders, 30 minutes, 30 seconds to 29-30. And get the W, most importantly, tonight. Their first division win of the season, mind you, too, for the New York Giants.
Oh, no honor that. But you got to be mad if you Washington, because I don't feel like we was the aggressor. I don't feel like we was the attacker. I don't feel like we set the pace. And I think that changed the game for me tonight because we wasn't.
All right, let's talk about some of that here in a second. Let's pause 10 seconds first, though, for station identification. You're listening to the Washington Commanders Radio Network. All right, Commanders dropped this one tonight, 20-12 to the Giants. All right, Commanders' first drive, you brought it up, you said, they're aggressive enough. They drive it down all the way into Giant territory, end up punting the football in Giant territory. What would have been, I think, a 4th and 10, right? A 4th and 10.
Yep.
It would have been a 51-yard field goal, I believe. So they punt it. It's a Tressway punt of 27 yards, and then the return's 23 yards. So basically all you netted was 4 yards out of it. The Giants in a similar situation going the same direction later. I think the wind was an issue down there. Went for it on a 4th and like 9 and converted on the play. I mean, that seemed to be one of those things. And I get it. You got Tressway. He's a weapon. You expect him to pin them back there. You don't expect to give up a 23-yard return. But it just seemed like, I don't know, in the moment in a big game, kind of like a safe call, right?
Hey, kick him in the eye, Joey Sly. You give Joey Sly a chance. Like, at the end of the day, we didn't get here because we was careful. We got here because we've been living on the edge and we understand every play counts. You just said it. We lost by a couple of points. If you go for it right there, if you try to attempt that kick, what's the difference between 4 yards and 5? At the end of the day, you understand where you at. You understand the situation you in. Go for it right there. Still be Riverboat Run at that situation. I understand what you were thinking, but now that we can think about it behind sight, we understand that it was the wrong decision. And let's be honest. If you would have told me Daniel Jones was going to throw for 160 yards and we were going to lose, I'd have told you you're lying.
Right.
Because Daniel Jones has
they had under 300 yards offense and they beat you.
And they beat you.
But again, of course, the non-offensive touchdown.
And they beat you at home on that situation. This was a wacky weekend of football. So I felt like, you know what? The team that takes advantage of situations is going to win this week. We did not take advantage of the situations. We lost in those scenarios, and that's the problem right now.
All right, 800-493-1003. We'll get the calls in a bit. We got more locker room to get to in a few moments as well as the Commanders lose this one tonight, 20-12. What did you think defensively? Look, they when they needed to, were able to pound it, move the Commanders. They obviously drove the ball, as I mentioned, right before half. This defense has been pretty good at adjusting, and if they have a bad half, they'll usually have a better half. But it was just like spurts in each half when they really needed them to come up. They weren't able to. And granted, I understand they only gave up 13 of the 20 points because the offense gift wrapped up.
I would say you
gave him
one
touch, gave him a touchdown,
right there.
Right.
But I'm gonna be honest. All right, when I look at this defense, I see a defense that's comparable to the 49ers. We're just not aggressive. All right, we're not on attack mode. We're not blitzers. All right, like sometimes when you want a quarterback to make mistakes, you force the mistakes. All right, when you want a quarterback to go out there and you want the game to play in your way, you dictate it by +1. And when I say +1, I'm talking about +1 to your blocking scheme. All right, that means if I had to add a middle linebacker, Sam, or either a nickel, I will. Like, it's time that we set people on fire and make quarterbacks choose on how they're going to play us. I thought because we wasn't aggressive, we gave Daniel Jones a chance to make plays. And no, he didn't have a stat-full day. But did he have a day of meaningful plays? Yes, he did. And when you don't have St. Juice, and when you don't have a lot of people, Sadiq Charles, and the rest of these guys, you have to play with your hair on fire. And tonight, I don't feel like we played that way. We at home. Like, you have to protect your home. And tonight we came out and we took punches. When you're going out to win a heavyweight bout, you give the punches. You don't take them.
Yeah, no doubt. And one of the weird things about this game was like the offense, it looked like they weren't going to be able to get much downfield. Then all of a sudden in the second half they came out like they were pushing the ball downfield and obviously making some big plays. And look, Taylor Heineke, there's been a lot of questions about his arm strength. I mean, he threw a couple on the rope. Like the one he overthrew in the flea flicker, that was like a 50-yard pass in the air. And the one obviously hit Dotson on was about 50-plus in the air as well that ends up being a 61-yard play. But again, you're not able to convert on them, which is frustrating after you make a big play like that.
And that's why I say the whole word tonight is incomplete. We've been incomplete since it started.
All right, let's go to one of the guys who did make a big play. Jahan Dotson is in the locker room right now with Julie Donaldson and London Fletcher. Guys?
Jahan, I would like to say congratulations on a great game for you, and it was a great game for you, but unfortunately the result being what it is, understanding the magnitude of this game, how do you process those emotions?
Yeah, it's really tough, especially being a competitor like me. I hate losing more than I like winning. So it's really tough to swallow that pill after a very tough game that we've been fighting so hard for the past 3 weeks to get the job done. Because we know that the type of implications are at stake right now with every game that matters getting into the playoffs. So it's extremely tough.
You know, in the second half, seemed like you guys went to the passing game a lot more. Was that something that you guys talked about in at halftime, saying, "Hey, we're going to have to open up the passing game and kind of attack them down the field"?
Yeah, we know the type of guys that we have in the receiver room. We know we can all make plays from Terry down to Diami, down to Cam Sims, me, Curtis. We got the guys to make plays, so we knew the game was going to be on us. That's how it was when we first played the Giants. That last 2-minute drive. We put that together and we made plays over and over again to bring us to tie the game. So we knew in the second half we were down a little bit and we were going to have to make some plays, and it was going to start with our receiver room.
Third downs, converting once you're in the red zone. What do you think the answer is to that?
I would just say execution. They're dialing it up for us, and we just gotta come out on top. We can't go down there in the red zone and not convert into touchdowns, especially with how good teams are in this league. It's hard enough to get down there, so when we get down there, we got to make them count.
On the 2-point conversion, they called you for a penalty, pick play. What was the explanation that they gave you in terms of why they felt like that was a pick?
Honestly, they didn't even give me an explanation. I was looking for one because I thought I did my job, which was to just get in the way of the guy who was traveling across with Curtis. I felt like I did that. I was held myself, so I really don't know. We're going to watch the film, though, and try to correct it.
What do you guys say to each other? Short week, very frustrating, disappointing loss with a lot at stake. Yeah. Now you've got to go on and take on the 49ers on a short week across country.
Yeah, you can't dwell on this. You gotta move on because every game matters at this point. So we can't dwell on the losses. We got to move forward and pick it back up and get back on the win streak.
All right, Jahan, thank you so much. Let's go back to Fred and Scott.
Jahan Dotson after a 100-yard game and a touchdown for the Commanders tonight in this 20-12 loss to the New York Giants. Again, short week. I mean, the 49ers await. 49ers await.
I'm sorry.
They just locked up their division on Thursday, so get a little extra time for them. So, I mean, it's really like you can't really waste too much time crying over this one if you're the team. I mean, the fans, we certainly can in the media.
It's spill milk.
but the players really have to flip it fast.
And he got to think about it. It's one of those situations where you know you're better than you played, and now you got to rise up to the occasion and play better than a better team that actually is your doppelganger. Like we are built like the 49ers. We are the same as the 49ers. Now what we have to prove is that we can beat them on an equal field, and I don't know if we can do that playing the style that we played tonight. But if we play our own aggressive style, I think we can beat them, and that's what we got to be. We have to be who we are, not what you think we should be.
All right, Commanders 2012 lose to the Giants tonight, and again now have a quick turnaround Christmas Eve game against the 49ers. The numbers are not in their favor, although, again, that old hang-up, the season won't end today, which it doesn't. They would be in at this moment in the last spot.
Yeah.
However, that's not how it works because they got to go play again. All right, let's get back to the locker room and hear from Julie Donaldson and London Fletcher.
All right, Taylor, we understood what was on the line in this game, and there were some great moments, but obviously a lot of very missed opportunities that results in the Giants going home with the win. How are you evaluating this game for yourself?
Yeah, this one hurts a lot. I felt like we moved the ball great, moved up and down the field. Just when we get in that high red or get in the red zone in general, we just continue to stall out. Obviously I think the biggest play in the game was that sack fumble there in the first half. I thought the defense played great, and if that doesn't happen, then we have a really good chance at winning that game. So, again, I know I say this every time, but we'll go back and look at film tomorrow and see where we can get better.
Taylor, third downs continue to be an issue for you guys. 1 for 10 in this ball game. Didn't only 3 for 14 against the Giants the first time around. What is it that the Giants are doing that are causing you guys so many problems on third down?
Well, last time it was, they brought some pressure, and I was just getting too deep in the pocket and not giving myself a chance at getting a good throw. This time, again, I have to go back and look at it. They played a lot more zone this time. Didn't really pressure too much, as much. But again, we just have to be better on third downs.
When you see some of the penalties and the way the game is being officiated, and you may or may not agree with some of the calls, and you still have to go out there and put together drives, what is the challenge with that for you?
Yeah, there was 2 there. I think the 2-point conversion, the guys pressed on Jahan, and he jams them, and I don't know what Jahan's supposed to do. So that was, I kind of questioned that one. And then there at the end, that touchdown run that we had, you see Terry ask the guy if he's on, and the guy gives him a thumbs up. So I don't understand that, but it is what it is. We just have to be better. We have to score more.
As you kind of obviously short week, getting ready to go to San Francisco, how do you get over this and then get ready to go out and play the San Francisco 49ers, who has the #1 defense in the National Football League?
Yeah, obviously this one hurts, but I think a lot of guys are going to use this as fuel, as energy, and we're all pissed off right now. So hopefully we can channel that energy and bring it to practice this week, get better, and go give San Fran a game.
Well, you've done it before. You took down the undefeated. There's no reason you can't do it again on Christmas Eve. Give everybody a wonderful holiday. Thank you so much, Taylor.
Thank you, guys.
We'll talk to you again later. Okay, that's going to do it for down here, guys. That's going to do it for us down here, guys. We're going to send it back up to Fred and Scott. And as you heard from Taylor, look, very disappointed, very frustrated locker room tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Fred, Scott.
London, have a good night. That is Taylor Heineke. And, again, they're going to have to get over it, be pissed off at practice, and put it in the right way.
They should be. They should be, because they gave this one away. They were the better team. They came out. They didn't execute. They didn't play well. They got to ask coach. I'm not one of those players. I've been there. I've been in the locker room. I've been in the trenches. I've seen it before. I've seen where we come out and we know we're better than the team, but what we're calling and what we're executing, we're not. And I think
this game was very eerily similar to me to the 2016 game. But the difference was obviously the Giants had everything to play for tonight, much like the Washington team did. Yeah. That game, really, Eli Manning and that crew really had nothing to play for, and they were just doing whatever they wanted.
And they dominated.
And this team needed everything that night. But it was kind of the same thing. It was like you knew there was urgency. You asked people to show up and support. They did. And you didn't post, well enough. And that's got to be frustrating because I think they got a lot what they wanted from the crowd tonight. It was set up and ready to explode, but they didn't give enough opportunities to do it.
Well, the thing about it is paralysis by over-analysis. And that's what you hate when it comes to being in the bye week. Because now you can overthink a situation that you didn't overthink because we was in the reps of it. We're going week for week. But then you give us 2 weeks off, where we get the players off. Everything happens. It's paralysis by over-analysis. And I thought we overthought this game plan. Simple. Daniel Jones has no receivers to throw to. Blitz him. Go +1. If they got 7 blockers, go 8. It doesn't matter. Whatever they got to do, we got to play man-to-man. Me and London was talking about it in the booth. If we was out there, no matter what I had coordinated with the call, we would have told London, change the play. Change the play, and we're going to go blitz them, and whatever happens, we'll figure it out during the week. That's what you need to happen in this situation. The players had to take control, and they had to own this.
All right, we got to take a timeout. We'll come back. 800-493-1003. Your call's coming up. If you're joining us on YouTube channel, thanks for being with us as we are now into Monday morning here on the East Coast.
We are Monday morning
it's
right
Monday
now.
morning time here
and
on the
it's
East Coast.
Cold.
Yeah, thank goodness we're not doing the Packers postgame show after our Monday night game.
Frost.
All right, it is 2012. Disappointing night here at FedEx. We'll get to your calls coming up on the other side. 800-493-1003. Except for these drunk people behind us. They're still having a good time.
Oh, they still drunk.
You're watching the Command Center postgame live on the Washington Commanders YouTube channel and listening on the Washington Commanders radio network.
Left hand up.
Dude. Fire. Grill master, huh?
Burgers, better with Pepsi.
Holiday scratch-offs from the Maryland Lottery.
Must have left them in the car.
They're sure to make spirits bright.
The holidays are for making memories, and you can count on Honda to help you make them. Whether it's in a capable Ridgeline, adventurous CRV, a rugged Passport, or a dynamic Pilot, start making memories of your own with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Washington Commanders football is back, and so is our BOGO. On game day, buy one large pizza and get a second large pizza for free. Order online or download the app today. Paisanos, official pizza partner of the Washington Commanders.
All right, buddy, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's get into this thing. I'm gonna ask you first, is he the offensive guy?
He's not.
Not an offensive guy. Okay, so let me get my offensive guys up out of here then.
Is my guy offensive guy?
Yes, your guy is an offensive guy.
Offensive guy.
Does he play defense?
He does play defense.
Okay, he plays defense.
Does my guy, is he a wideout?
No.
No.
Not a wideout. Is my guy a linebacker?
He is.
He's a linebacker. Okie dokie. Okie dokie.
Is my guy Cole Turner?
No. Is my guy London Fletcher?
No.
Okay.
Is my guy a tight end?
No. Is it Cole Holcomb?
Cole Holcomb.
All right.
Cole Holcomb.
All right, that touchdown catch by Jahan Dotson, 4 catches, 105 yards and a touchdown. The offensive player of the game brought to you by Victory Van Moving and Storage, delivering excellent service for over 75 years and a proud partner of the Washington Commanders. And that was the only touchdown drive. Of course, they did have another touchdown late that was scored by Brian Robinson from a yard out, called back for an illegal formation. The controversy there, Terry McLaurin was called for not being on the line of scrimmage, but he got the thumbs up from the ref that he was on the line of scrimmage.
He checked with the ref, and I'm a cornerback.
Yeah.
I watched the wide receivers come out and check with the ref. This is
the
first thing they do. They don't talk trash to us.
Sure.
The first thing they do is check with the ref. The ref's getting the thumb up. They say I'm on the line. They don't move after that. He didn't move after that, and you still gave him a call. I'm never one to blame the referees for something. Even when it happens and they make mistakes, I understand they're human, they make mistakes. But at the end of the day, come on, you can't call something that you just okay.
Right.
If you okay it, I'm okay. You can't tell me that I'm not okay when I don't move after that.
Right, like a cop waves you across the street and says, "Yeah, you don't need to go to the crosswalk," and then he gives you a jaywalking ticket.
Yeah, they didn't give me a jaywalking. Then I'm like, why didn't you give me a jaywalking ticket?
You told me to come across.
He said because you had on Jordan 5s instead of Jordan 6s.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, you can't give me a jaywalking ticket for that.
All
Can't
right.
do it.
So that was the lone Washington touchdown tonight in the end that Dotson won. It was a 6-play, 91-yard drive, 4 minutes, 11 seconds, and that was also the safe drive of the game brought to you by Crown Royal. Live generously, and life will treat you royally. Please drink responsibly.
This is why I love Crown Royal. We either going to celebrate tonight We're going to drink because we mad.
Yeah, we're freezing.
We drink because we're
and because it's damn cold. That's why.
We drink because we're freezing, and we drink because we're mad right now.
That's right.
So at the end of the day, it's either celebrate or it's anticipate the hate that you feel for the other team. We're drinking tonight because we hate the Giants.
All right, let's get to callers. 800-493-1003.
800.
After the loss, and now a short week ahead. Bobby is in Norfolk, and he's with us here on the postgame show. Hello, Bobby.
He must be older than you guy.
What's up, buddy?
No, hey, what's up, Smooth?
Bobby, you're on the air, man.
Hey, look.
Hey.
Yeah, I got you. Hey, look. This problem started way back early, like before the season even started. We needed depth at linebacker. We needed depth at offensive line. We needed depth at cornerback. This is big boy football. We went, 6-1, 5-1 early on. This big boy football. We don't have the dogs to compete. Right now, Heineke is not the dude that we can ride at quarterback to get us to the playoffs over the hump. We need a dog at quarterback. We don't have it. That's the problem. I
don't know why. I don't know why you say that. This same dog protected the yard for 15 weeks right now. That same dog that you're talking about has thrown the passes that's needed. Let's just be honest. And as an ex-player, sometimes the players are just better than us. But sometimes the coaches have a better game plan. That don't mean the coach is better than my coaches. That means the coaches have a better game plan that day, that week. When I look at this game, I say Dayball. I give him his props. He had a better game plan for our coaches this week. Are they better than our coaches? I can't say that. But can I say that they had the better game plan tonight? Yes, the Giants did.
All right, I think he's gone. All right.
Yeah,
see you, Bobby.
Nobody likes me to talk back at him.
I don't know. You like it. You scared him off the phone. So.
They usually hang up on me when I start to bite back like that.
All right, Weil is with us next. He's in Richmond. What's happening, Weil?
Man, Fred, you're a trip, man. But we love you, man. We love you. But I think we never have a good game coming off the bye for some reason. And I think we kind of lost. I can't say
we did beat I do believe beat the Super Bowl champions last year coming off a bye.
Yeah,
actually,
we did beat Tampa last.
I mean, they did beat Tampa last year coming off a bye, right? I mean, what do you mean never? Never except for last year and the year before.
This year we do. But when we have those teams that we always trying to fight and stuff and get into the playoffs, we never have a good game coming off the bye.
They won 4 straight coming out of the bye last year. I mean, I don't know. I mean, whatever. I mean,
let's be honest.
This was good. Give the Giants a lot of credit, man. They punched them in the mouth tonight.
I would say this. We're in the best division in football. Ain't no bottom team in this division. The floor team in this division is the number 1 team in the division with Tampa and the Falcons in Carolina. Like, we are in the midst of a beast. And when you're in the midst of a beast, you got to utilize everything. Do I think we utilize everything? No, I don't think the coordinators gave us a chance today. I think the players are here. I think you got to stop thinking of the past. This is new. We're not the Redskins. We're not the Washington football team. We are the Commanders. And right now, this group, they deserve their respect. And tonight, I don't think Scott Turner, I don't think Jack Del Rio gave these youngsters a chance to go out here and beat the Giants. I don't think they did.
Well, I mean, look, they had plays that worked well, and they didn't. They, again, stink in the red zone. They're terrible in third down right now. These are all things they got to work on. And, you know, there was some discussion at halftime. Do you put Wentz in? We were talking about it.
No, not right now.
The problem is if you can't protect with Heineke,
it don't matter who you put in.
Carson's going to get murdered out there. I mean, you know, even with a stronger arm, you know.
Hey, we could put Joe Montana in here. We could put Willie Beeman in here. It don't matter who you put in there. At the end of the day, if you can't protect the quarterback, you will have no chance to pass.
All right, let's get to Chris at FedEx before we get into a timeout. Chris, you're next up here on the postgame show. How you doing?
Is he live at FedEx?
He sounds like it.
He is?
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm live, but I might be dead. I'm not sure. But I'm still hanging in there. It looks like,
whoa.
Yeah.
Talk to us, baby. Tell us how you feel.
You know what? I tell you what. I called you a couple weeks ago. I said I got my left fist up and I'm driving. I got Popeyes in my right hand and I'm driving with my knee. Well, tonight I'm just crying in my soup because I just don't understand. I just don't understand what it is about this team. I just can't seem to find a way that when the door swings open for them, they just don't walk through it. And I just find it very frustrating.
Right.
Yeah, the door swings open, and you go like, look, guys, just walk through it. You got the talent. You got the pieces. You got the parts. Go make it happen. You come off a bye. And I'm just like, why can't you get it done? And I don't know if it's a mental thing, and I know we talk about officiating, and officiating shouldn't matter, yada, yada. But the fact of the matter is that it can matter. And, tonight was not a good example, was not good officiating, and it hurt this team tonight. And I think we're disappointed about that. I think we're disappointed.
You know what? Hey, you are correct, because I never looked to the official for relief. You are correct. Tonight, the officials did affect the game. Tonight, the officials' call affected the game. And tonight, we should hold the officials accountable, and I'm never wanting them to do that. Like, I never run to that. I don't care.
Well, they'll get an apology
later. I just care. Like, I don't care when it comes to officials, but I'm sorry. Do your job. Yeah. Like, Terry McLaurin was lined up on the ball. He asked you when he came up to the line, am I on the line? You said, okay. Then, after the play happened, when we scored a touchdown, you say, no, you're not on the line. That's you. Until we start holding officials responsible. The one thing that I do as a football player, when we make bad stuff or we do things that go against the rules, we get fined.
Yeah.
I think officials should get fined for bad calls. I think they should get fined. I think they should get held accountable. I think they should be understood.
Yeah, they might. They get scored down, right? They lose playoff checks or whatever.
They should get a check and balance with a scorecard. Your scorecard is 80%. Your calls were good. 20% they would. Yeah. Like it's about time that we make them. Like you gotta realize, these people betting their money. It's people doing everything.
No doubt.
Hey, we gotta hold them accountable.
All right, tonight's game broadcast, by the way, brought to you by Red River. Technology decisions aren't black and white. Think red. All right, we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. More calls, 800-493-1003 if you're joining us on the YouTube channel or the Washington Commanders Radio Network or on the Big 100 here in D.C. Commanders 20-12 lost to the Giants tonight. You're watching the Command Center postgame live on Washington Commanders YouTube channel and listening to Washington Commanders football.
Big.
From selecting the perfect produce and triple checking its quality to preparing it for you, we have perfected the art of fresh.
One bag. The winter play was really coming together. Until disaster struck. Tensions were high. Luckily, replacement costumes were shipped with FedEx, which means Mr. Harvey could picture the perfect night. We're ready for the holidays, so you're ready for what's next.
Come on, Mr. Sanders, focus.
Jamie Foxx, what's up, my man? What up, Barry? Got time to chat bets? Yeah. All right, look, so we got Cincy over Cleveland, right? Boom, there you go. Mm-hmm. Now, parlay time, would you put Miami in with L.A., Vegas, and Denver? No, terrible. No? I was feeling that, though.
What did Jamie Foxx want?
Oh, I've got no idea. Come on, serve it up.
One word that describes Leno. Walter Payton Man of the Year.
Okay. Oh, boy, jolly. Very jolly.
Sweet. One sweet man.
Boss. One word to describe Leno. Charitable. Exception.
Hey, that's about me. How you gonna put this on what word describes me? Me, man.
Thank you. Is my mama gonna see this? Grotesque. Pompous.
John don't even know that man, y'all.
Consistent.
Old. Can I say old? Is that messed up if I say old? He's pretty old.
Caring. Family man. That's 2 words.
The word that describes Charles Leno is frumpy. Okay, frumpy. He's a little older, so he gets grumpy every now, but he's a lot of fun. Frumpy.
right, back here on
Big 100.
Big 100. And the YouTubes.
Who says it better? Does Chase Young say it better? Does John Allen say it better? Or does Fred Smoot say Big 100? Who says it better?
I kind of like I like the Big 100 thing. I got to be honest.
Yes, because you East Coast all day, right?
Yeah,
Big 100.
Big 100. All right, tonight's game broadcast presented by Amino. Download the Amino app today and earn immediate rewards. Amino rewards. It pays to be healthy. All right, if you're on the line, hang in there with us. 800-493. That's 493.
Yeah, you just call. You
1003.
You're losing your focus right now. They don't know that he has a quilt.
I do have a quilt on me.
Made by my grandmama in Mississippi. So this quilt is really it's a different type quilt. He has it on his leg.
You know what the rewarding moment I feel like should be for the Maryland Lottery tonight is, and please play responsibly, it should be us going up to the radio booth after this segment.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, that's the rewarding moment tonight, brought to you by the Maryland Lottery. Please play responsibly. Us moving booths after this segment on the YouTube channel. So this is the last last segment you'll see us freeze on, and the rest of it you'll just have to use your imagination.
Hey, and
there go the papers.
They don't think we're hurting right here.
Again, I'm just happy I don't work in Green Bay or Cleveland. I don't know how those folks do it. All right, let's get to Lou in Silver Spring. Lou, thanks for waiting.
Hey, guys. You got me?
Hey, buddy. Yeah, we got you.
Hey, talk to us,
Lou.
Tell us how you feeling.
All right, thanks for taking my call. I'm a little bit frustrated tonight. I'm kind of with you, Fred. I think it's the coaching is an issue to me. How long are we going to do this? How long are we going to be 7 or 8 wins with Ron Rivera and his coaching staff? I think Scott Turner is garbage. I've heard Steve Smith call this out. Like, it's just not a good 12 points. Tom Brady, the GOAT himself, will not beat anybody with 12 points. And the defense held to 20. The Chiefs gave up 24 today. Dallas gave up 40 today. So the defense is doing their job. Scott Turner and them is not doing their job. Not enough to be a playoff football team. This is not a playoff football team. Thanks, guys.
But do you feel like do you feel like we got the players? Well,
that's what he's saying. Yeah, he thinks they do. That's it.
I think we got the players.
I like the roster a lot.
I think we got the mindset. I think we have the players. I think we have everything.
There's some areas you got to be better in. I mean, clearly they've got some depth issues with the linebackers, with the offensive line, corners we've talked about, and obviously I don't think the quarterback's soft. Needless to say. Needless to say.
I'm not gonna go and say that the quarterback ain't that. You can only do what you ask me to do. Like, I've been in a locker room where coaches have asked us to do different stuff. I played for Greg Williams, and then I turned around and played for Greg Bloch. Yeah. And that's two different things. Greg Bloch say, Fred Smoot, Sean Springs, y'all got to hold stuff down. I'm going to blitz 80% of the time. Right. Then I play for Greg Bloch, and we literally don't blitz. We play coverage like 60% of the time. You're not utilizing me in Sean Springs. You're not utilizing your talent. So at the end of the day, challenge your players. You can't go 3 weeks. It was 3 weeks since we played this team. You played this team. You had you had everything you need on this team, and still you showed up at home and didn't beat them. It's no excuse for that. That is not the players. That's coaching 101.
Right, Billy in North Carolina, what's happening?
What's up, fellas? How's it going?
You
talk to his brother.
Terrible. It's 20-12 loss.
Yeah,
Billy, man. What do you mean? How's it going? We're freezing, and we got no feet.
I would say it's 20 degrees and 20 points.
Go ahead. Sorry,
man. Well, I've never gotten on one of these before. I just felt so empowered and bold to get on this because I just don't understand why whenever Jahan Dotson makes a 50-yard catch, Brian Robinson gets a 15-yard run, we take Brian Robinson out of the game. That boy is a dog. He is the best running back we've had in a long time. And I don't understand the personnel decisions we're making. Why are we not playing man coverage against Daniel Jones, who might be the worst quarterback in the NFC? The better team did not win tonight. It's sad. It's sad. It really is. It hurts because I've been a Redskins fan for a long time, man. And I've never went into a game and a season and felt like we could win every game we played. And it's sad. It's heartbreaking. It really is.
And let me ask you this. Do you, and I totally understand what you're saying. You say, I go into every game expecting to win it. Is it more disappointing when you know you lost to a team that you're supposed to beat, like the Giants? Like you said it, Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley at 75%. We supposed to beat them.
Yeah,
he's still there. Billy's here.
No, I'm here, man. It's just it hurts so bad whenever you lose on a call that is on the goal line that I don't think has ever been called in NFL history. And the refs did not give us a shot tonight, and it really is heartbreaking because it's going to be tough for us to get to the playoffs, and I think this team can go far if they get in. I really do.
They got to shock the world next Saturday. All right, and thanks for the call, because it would be shocking, Billy.
It wouldn't be shocking. Like, why do everybody think the 49ers are like unbeatable?
Because they keep losing players and they keep getting better. I don't know.
No. And guess what? No team does that. Like,
I know.
no teams continue
Freaky,
to lose
right?
players and get better. Like,
freaky.
listen to me. Christian McCaffrey, a.k.a. Darius Sanders. That's what I call him.
I like that.
Darius Sanders.
I get it.
Like, he's unstoppable. He's white milk, baby.
Yeah.
I love him to death. Like, but at the end of the day, Trent Williams is the only thing that don't make us comfortable to the 49ers.
Right.
We have the same defensive line. We had the same running back group. We had the same tight end group, the same wide receiver group. But still, our Samuels is still healthy. Their Samuel
Debo's out,
is not.
But you see them on Thursday night? They still got people open, running wide open. They got an all-pro tight end.
And I understand that George Kittle, but I also have my guys. I have three guys that can be George Kittle.
And they got the guy who's playing pretty good at quarterback.
Hey, Purdy. At the end of the day, everybody loves the backup quarterback. Like, we're in love with our
they're down to their
quarterback.
third quarterback, and he looks pretty good, needless to say.
And guess what?
He's pretty good.
The Shanahans build their offense to be quarterback-less, meaning they don't build offenses around quarterback. They build it around the other position. We are built the same. Like, I don't know why everybody think we just going to show up there and they're going to beat us. Like, they ain't going to beat us. They ain't no better than us. They got a Debo
Well, I mean,
we
just
got
based off of what we just saw here, extra time really doesn't seem to help teams all the time. So, based off that, you got me. But, yeah, look, they're playing well. It's going to take a much better effort. You're not going to win by scoring 12 points.
No, you're not going to beat anybody by scoring
12 points. I mean, they scored, and you're not going to win by going 1 of 10 on third down or whatever the heck it was again tonight.
Let me ask you this.
I think collectively over the last 2 weeks, they're like at 20% on third down, if that. Not even now.
Jackson.
Yeah.
If I ask you a question, if I say compare us to the 49ers, and I say let's go player for player, all right?
But that's not how the game's played, as you know. We saw that tonight, right?
No, it is player for player. It's player for player when your offensive coordinator and your defensive coordinator put you in situations to make plays.
But again, tonight, I would agree. I would take this roster over theirs, except maybe, you got to give your guy, what do you call him? What do you call Daniel Jones?
Vanilla Vic.
Vanilla Vic.
Listen, if you want a vanilla wafer, baby, Vanilla Vic going to make it happen. Like, if he could play us 16 games a year,
my God,
he would be a Pro Bowler Hall of Famer. Like, he loves playing here. Like, he loves playing. Vanilla Vic is what I call him.
I like that. All right, if you're on the line, hang in there, 800-493-1003, 800-493-1003. We're going to say goodbye to the YouTube team. They're going to go get warm. We're going to hustle up to the radio booth. So if we sound really tired in the next segment, you'll know why. Commanders lose to the Giants tonight, 20-12 here at FedEx Field. A lot of disappointed fans going home wearing burgundy and gold tonight.
Drive safe,
and by the way,
baby.
all burgundy in prime time. We got to stop doing it.
No, we can't.
Last time Fred Smoot was in all burgundy, he got toasted against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I gave up one
YouTube
pass.
Video of that. My goodness.
Jack, I gave up one pass.
I know, but it's on YouTube.
You the most rotten teammate I ever had. Like, you like so rotten,
It's terrible. I pulled up tonight, burgundy and burgundy game. I remember you played it, I was thinking to myself, oh, yeah, they did this against Pittsburgh. It was the Leftwich game.
It was so sweet.
And I'm like, let's just see what highlights are
We
there.
started
And
the
there is a
color
play.
rush.
Literally, the first one that comes up is Fred getting beat deep. I mean, it's unbelievable.
I slipped and fell on a snail. At the end of the day,
that's what it was.
I was out there
All
playing football at the highest level.
All right, 800-493-1003, and you're making fun of Leftwich, and look what he did.
Yeah, I wanted Leftwich, and he burnt us.
Goodbye, YouTubers. Continue with us here on the Washington Commanders Radio Network and the Big 100.
Big 100.
Here in D.C. You're listening to the Washington Commanders Radio Network.
Toyotathon is on. It's the most magical time of the year with great deals on Camry, RAV4, and Tundra. Where's the Tundra?
The elves borrowed it.
What?
Keep them coming!
Right now, choose an all-new Tundra and take 4.29% financing.
Or check out a rugged Tacoma, now with low 3.49% APR financing.
'Tis the season for Toyotathon.
Toyota, let's go places.
The modern world is a digital world. At home, at work, or on the go. We rely on data every day. Losing it can result in lost family photos, lost business, or even a lost job. Want to avoid these problems? You need cyber protection, where backup and cybersecurity meet. Only Acronis offers backup solutions that also stop ransomware before your files are damaged. It's easy, efficient, and secure cyber protection for all your data. Try Acronis free for 30 days. Go to acronis.com today for modern cyber protection.
Typically, when Cheese comes, we do a segment here on Hang Time called You Posted That. We have no idea what's about to pop up on the screen, but we're just going to react. Let's just see what we got. Let's see what pops up. No, you're lying.
No.
No, you're lying.
Yeah.
No, you're lying.
I don't like how you crop this.
No,
yeah,
you're
they are
lying.
Sperry's. Thank you. Yeah.
Wait. How much do you weigh in that picture?
Like probably like 200 pounds. That was my junior year of high school.
Are you guys showing this on the podcast?
Those are
on your way to be a 3-star
lockers. Yeah. Those are my best friends behind me. I know that looks like a odd kind of lineup, but yeah, those are some of my best friends. We're just goofing around, having fun in the locker room, harmless fun.
Did you used to practice in Sperry's? Like you would wear your football pants and then Sperry's?
You were a knee-high?
Is that California
of course
grass?
not. Of course not. This was after. I think this was after like a camp practice. Yeah, I had my.
You did. You used to shave your head. I remember you saying that.
I did. Yeah. So that was.
So you were a Sperry guy over slides?
I wore Sperry's a lot in high school, and I wore them with socks, which I don't. It really wasn't the.
Yeah, but high school
that
was the thing.
Yeah, I guess it
were
was.
These Nike Elite socks? Or these normal socks?
I think those were Nike. I don't know. Honestly.
When did you graduate high school?
This was right. I don't.
I'm not seeing the check.
This was
I'm not
right
seeing
after
the check.
Graduated high school 2015.
2015. When did you graduate high school? 2015.
16.
When did you graduate, Tress?
08.
Yeah, I think you got to kind of leave some fun little things on Instagram.